This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. One of the heroes who tackled the shooter at a nightclub in Colorado Springs is talking about...
Go to the fire. Stop the action. Stop the activity. Don't let no one get hurt. I try to bring everybody back.
Rich Fierro is an Army veteran who served for 15 years and says he sprung into action when the gunman opened fire. 5 people were killed, 17 injured in the attack. The shooters charged with murder and hate crimes. The motive is still unknown. Jury deliberations begin today in the criminal trials of several alleged leaders of the Oath Keepers for their involvement in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. CBS's Scott McFarlane.
Far and away, this is the highest level Capitol attack case to go to trial. The accused far-right Oath Keepers group charged with seditious conspiracy, facing decades in prison, and accused of plotting to block the peaceful transfer of power January 6th. 3 of the 5 defendants testified on their own behalf, including Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes. So far, the feds have secured convictions in every January 6th.
Early voting in the Georgia runoff election begins this weekend. Our Jim Crisillo with details.
In a one-sentence ruling, the Georgia Court of Appeals has denied an attempt to stop early voting this Saturday in the U.S. Senate runoff. The ruling is a victory for Democratic U.S. Senator Raphael Warnock's campaign and the Georgia Democratic Party. Both had filed legal action after the state's Republican Secretary of State argued Georgia law prohibited Saturday voting within 2 days of a holiday.
Well, I despise the phrase pack your patience, but it is needed right now with millions crowding the roads and airports trying to get to their Thanksgiving destinations. This woman is at LAX.
There were people everywhere, huge lines for security, for baggage claim. A lot of tempers started to flare.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken criticizing FIFA for threatening to yellow card players at the World Cup for wearing pride armbands.
In my judgment, at least, no one on a football pitch should be forced to choose between supporting these values and playing for their team.
Meanwhile, a huge upset today. Saudi Arabia soccer fans celebrated the big and unexpected win to Argentina. Yesterday, Team USA tied Wales. They play England on Friday. Well, you may have gotten hit hard by COVID, but did your cat? Apparently so. In the UK, they estimate more than 350,000 cats caught the virus during the pandemic. About 1 in 20 cats tested positive at the end of 2021. Ahead of the open on Wall Street, stock futures are pointing higher. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
Hello, this is Elder Law Attorney Carol Thomas. Our Saginaw seminars are coming up on Wednesday, November 30th at the Horizons Conference Center on State Street in Saginaw. I have sessions at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I love presenting my seminars. There's so much information. And the biggest comment I get after my seminars is I had no idea there was so much to learn. And honestly, I don't know where else people would get the information necessary to know, how do I protect my assets if I ever need a long-term care? How do I protect my assets if I ever need nursing home? What if my husband has a stroke and goes into a nursing home? Are we prepared to lose our life savings? I have been presenting seminars for over 20 years, and they always filled a capacity. And I think that's because people love the information that I'm able to present at the seminars. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
For the latest holiday tech gifts at great prices, Staples has you covered.
Is on tech for everyone on my nice list.
Staples has you covered with the hottest tech gifts at Black Friday prices. Right now, the new Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation is just $199 with the Staples Connect app. Plus, save up to $330 off HP, Lenovo, and Asus laptops. The latest tech gifts are at Staples, the working and learning store. Offers end 11/26. Limit 1 on AirPods. AirPods sale price $229 without app offer. In-store only.
Guys, are you getting up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? As we get older, so do our prostates, and that can mean urinary problems that affect our sleep and quality of life. Life is better outside the bathroom. Real Health's Prostate Complete can help you relieve those annoying and painful prostate symptoms. Available at Walmart or visit realhealth.com for more information and to order yours today. Try it risk-free. Back guarantee. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 26 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The Saginaw City Council has elected a mayor and mayor pro tem at last night's meeting. Here's WSGW's Christiana Malakara.
Saginaw City Council has some new leadership. Saginaw Councilwoman Annie Bench was elected to serve, replacing Michael Balls. She will serve alongside Mayor Brenda Moore, who was unanimously reelected for her second term. Moore says she is glad to have such strong support.
I love my council persons, and I thank them so much to believe in me.
In addition to those changes, Priscilla Garcia was elected as councilwoman and attended her first meeting. She says her first year will be spent learning and creating connections.
I think my largest goal is just taking everything in, learning what do I need to do, how can I help the citizens of the community with their concerns.
Christiana Malagata, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
He was injured after a Standish Sterling school bus was struck by a stray bullet last Friday. Police say the bus was near the end of its route on Stewart Road near Grove Road, about 3 miles north of Standish. 2 students were on the bus at the time. Police say the driver heard a noise as he was turning the bus around, but wasn't sure what it was until he returned to the bus garage and saw the bullet hole at the rear of the bus. Police say the shot may have come from a hunter unaware a road was nearby. They are continuing to investigate the incident. An upcoming event in Saginaw will help seniors stay healthy. The Healthy Living Expo will be hosted at the YMCA of Saginaw December 2nd from 10 a.m. Partnership with the Saginaw County Commission on Aging. The event will feature guest speakers and more than 50 vendors offering classes, tours, and information on resources like Medicare, VA benefits, and investing. According to YMCA Senior Connect Coordinator Cindy Davey, the event is directed toward those who are 50 years of age and older, but anyone can benefit from the program. For more information, call 989-797-6880. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Do you have Medicare questions? Confused by all those TV ads? What's best for you? There are options available to you now through December 7th that you didn't have before. Talk to the folks at today and have your questions answered. Did you know that now you could have up to $1,000 or more added to your Social Security check? Talk to Medicare Choices about a plan that eliminates copays. Call 989-899-7820 today. Medicare Choices of Saginaw. Again, 989-899-7820. It'll be the best call you ever made.
The fusion of jazz, rock, and legend. Make me smile. Chicago. Friday, May 5th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Tickets start at $59. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. The hits. Chicago. If you leave tonight. Friday, May 5th at Soaring Eagle Casino, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sound of Chicago.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Elizabeth Clements is the new Chief Justice of the Michigan Supreme Court. Clement was the unanimous choice of her colleagues on the court. She takes over from Bridget McCormick, who is leaving the court as soon as Governor Gretchen Whitmer picks a successor. Supreme Court justices are selected by governors when there is a vacancy or elected by voters. The additional job of Chief Justice is determined by members of the court, the leader of Michigan's statewide judiciary, and has much influence over how courts operate. Clement was appointed to the court in 2017 by then Governor Rick Snyder and subsequently elected to an 8-year term. Thanksgiving holiday travel is expected to peak this week as Michiganders head out on vacation or to see family. TSA Federal Security Director for Michigan, Steve Lawrence, says federal agents working at Metro Airport are ready.
We're anticipating anywhere between 35 and 45,000 people coming through this airport. And so we're well staffed. We've been working on airlines and the airport in partnership. So we're looking forward to the passengers, the heavy volumes coming at us, but we're well staffed, well prepared to handle the volumes coming at us.
Lawrence says travelers should leave early and be patient. He says many people are flying to Florida, Arizona, and California, while others are headed to the ski slopes out west. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partly sunny for today. Highs top out near 36 west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, some cloudiness can linger in the area early. Lows drop to 23. Winds remain southwest around 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, light winds. Highs approach 41. Wednesday night, cleared to partly cloudy skies. Winds remain light. Lows fall back to 27. Looking at to Thanksgiving Day, partly sunny. Highs reach 46. Then a chance for rain showers developing on Thursday night. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 25.
Now, the only local radio talk show up. Your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show, this one for a Tuesday morning. Nice to have you with us. 2 days away from Turkey Day, Thanksgiving, and we hope you spend it with the joy of family and friends and celebrate. This is, I think, one of my favorite holidays, particularly the food side of it. Anyhow, open phones this hour. Later on, after the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about hydrogen and lithium batteries and safety. A couple of chemical engineers this morning. We'll do that after the 10 o'clock news. At 11 on Focus, we'll look at Rocket Grab Plus. But for this hour, open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111 is the number to call. Another hero to celebrate. As you know, if you heard the news, you couldn't escape it. In Colorado Springs, at a Club Q, which was an LGBTQ nightclub, where they, by the way, they also do drag shows there, and that's why this particular gentleman was there with his family to see the drag show. An Army veteran named Rich Fierro literally attacked the gunman that killed 5 people in that club. The gunman apparently was wearing body armor. Fierro, who is a 15-year Army veteran, instinctively charged the shooter, pulled him down to the ground, disarmed him, got some help from another person to get the gun away from him, even got the help from one of the drag queens to put their heel in his face. And he literally is credited with saving many lives. And, he just said instinctively he went back to his Army training. It's a reflex. He said, go to the fire, stop the action, stop the activity. And that's what he did. He's credited with saving a lot of lives. So if you hear the name Rich Fierro in the news over the next several days, he did 3 tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan, dealt with violence. Nobody in the club asked to do this, he said, but now they're all going to have to live with it. And he literally, when he pulled him down by his body armor, he got someone else to take the rifle out of his reach. But this shooter also had a pistol. And Fierro grabbed the pistol and started bludgeoning him with it. He literally said, I tried to finish him. So, congratulations for saving a lot of lives. A lot of lives. Carl is in Saginaw, so let us say good morning to Carl and in advance a happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. Yes. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I got you. You
okay.
bet.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving, Art. I know you're going to hosting. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy the trip and the traffic and all of that.
Yeah. Actually, I've been checking the weather. Though. Looks like the weather's going to be okay, so I'm all right with it.
I hate driving from here to Detroit or here to Ann Arbor. I just hate that drive. There's nothing about it that I like in any form.
I know what it is
anyway.
too. I'll tell you, in a way, I hear you, because I think what it is, it's boring. And you see the same road over and over and over again if you drive it all the time. And I'm one who likes to deviate my routes a little, take different roads. But going to Detroit, you want to get there, so you do the usual thing, 75 is 75. Yeah, that's how you do it. Or you're going down, and 23 is the road I really don't like. But that's the one I'm going to have to take this Thursday. So that's life.
Oh, great. Yeah. My daughter used to live in Ypsilanti. And I just hated, it's a narrow road with a lot of curves, a lot of exits and entrances, a lot of traffic. It's just, it's just horrible.
Oh, well, it beats walking, I guess.
Yeah. Art, I'm sure a story of Elon Musk and Twitter, what's been going on there. Maybe you've heard that joke about, how do you make a small fortune in social media? You start with a large fortune.
So what's happening to Musk?
And, yes. Well, some of these billionaires, some of these wonder kids, they're very smart, but maybe in one or two fields. But that doesn't mean they're smart, in everything.
Yeah. Well, let me give you a number. Let me give you a number. It was estimated in a story that I saw, between Twitter and Tesla's shares are down like 55% or something like that. They estimate he's lost about $100 billion in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
And yes, and there are other companies that have lost stock value because of these tweets on Twitter. Like it looks like a message coming from Eli Lilly. It's a fake.
Yeah.
But it drops their stock millions of dollars.
All right, we can't blame Musk for that, because he hasn't had it long enough to fix it. But that's one of the things he wants to look at. Now, whether he does it or not, who knows what the new Twitter is going to look like? Who knows if the new Twitter will survive, for that matter? But I'm not going to blame him for the ills of the past Twitter, because they've been that way for a long time.
Yeah, but his coming in and firing, half the staff.
Yeah, I mean, that's
and then hiring them back and then firing them again to know what he's doing. It just,
well, it's Musk. Listen, if he fails, he loses. So, that the upside for everybody else is the fact that he'll have to go to bankruptcy or do something with Twitter that he didn't want to do. I from the beginning, I don't begrudge him the right to buy it. If he can put together the money and they want to sell it to him, okay, fine. It is a private company, but is, how many other people does it affect? And, was Twitter running in an uneconomical fashion? Did it have way too many employees? I don't know the answer to that, because I don't know what all of them did. How it's going to operate with less than half of its original staff, I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea.
Just, Musk is saying, this Twitter is going to be uncensored and anybody can say, express their views. But apparently you can't criticize Elon Musk, because if you do that, that'll get you kicked off Twitter.
Yeah, and the other thing he's done, I think, listen, when he said he was going to have a content committee to look after content, that's fine. It's a private business and he can do that.
Yes.
And I have to say, my heart wasn't broken when he told Alex Jones he can't come back on Twitter. And he Musk gave a pretty solid reason for it too. But the fact is, it's not going to be a totally open platform. It's going to have some censorship, and that's the way it is. It's a private business. So,
Well,
see what happens.
I'm not on Twitter.
I'm not.
It's not going to change my life.
I have, and I don't know why I still have it. Matter of fact, I probably won't after a while. I have a Twitter account, but all that means is I can sign on to Twitter because I've never sent a tweet, never once, and I've had it for years, since the early days. So one of these days, I'm just going to cancel it and shut it down because I don't use it. I said this the other day, I'm not a fan of social media. I've been hacked a couple of times on Facebook, so I shut that down. The only account I keep active that I look at once in a while and I get a lot of notifications from is LinkedIn. And that's more of a business social site. You don't get the extraneous stuff that you get on the other sites. So I'm not a big fan. And I know, and I've been told in my business, I really should have a big Facebook presence and all of that stuff. Nah, at my age, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think you're doing fine, Art.
Well, you too, Carl. Thanks.
All right.
All right,
happy
buddy.
Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Happy Thanksgiving again.
You too. Bye. Thanks. Bye-bye now. All right, we're going to take, let's see here. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We'll get to Mark and Dee when we return.
Sound Asleep Lab is the only private accredited sleep lab in mid-Michigan, owned and operated by a physician. We do home and in the lab. Months for an appointment, we can see you within 1 to 2 weeks. You may consider doing a cost comparison before your next sleep study. Our charge is less than 50%. No worries of having to go into the hospital, with 4 convenient locations in Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, and Mount Pleasant. Please discuss with your primary care provider or call 989-792 for an appointment. 792-2792, or check us out at Sound Asleep.
This holiday season, join all of us at Wildfire Credit Union as we do something new and very special to benefit members of our community in need. Introducing Wildfire's Holiday Harvest Giveaway. From November through December, all Wildfire branches will have bags of shelf-stable food available to purchase for $10 per bag. Each bag can feed a family for up to 1 week. Wildfire worked in conjunction with Hidden Harvest to make the food available, and all Wildfire branches are partnered with area food pantries to ensure all to families in need. Over 1,000 bags of food will be available for sale. We also have 150 bags for pets. All proceeds from the sold bags will go to Hidden Harvest to further support their ongoing mission of getting food to families. Let's do something special together and make the holidays a little easier and brighter for those in need. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better.
It's easy to get wrapped up in the spirit of giving, but you might be giving away more than you want. During the holidays, more shopping online means more exposed personal information. But LifeLock by Norton has identity theft protection all wrapped up. They work to fix it with you. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions in all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year right now. 1-800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock, or lifelock.com, promo code BACK for 25% off.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Best Buy shares are jumping in the pre-market after a very strong report.
Double beat for Best Buy, the company coming in $1.38 on an adjusted basis. That's earnings per share. The Street was only looking for $1.03, $10.59 billion on revenue. The Street was only looking for $10.3. They're also resuming share repurchases, the company is telling us right now.
Fox's Cheryl Casoni. Dollar Tree revenue and earnings per share also beat estimates, getting a boost from groceries as some families turn to stores like Walmart and Dollar Tree for supplies to save money. And the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development is predicting world economies will only grow 2.2% next year. The new report from the Paris-based group says record inflation is creating financial hardship for millions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
We conquer cancer. For the mom-to-be who is out of treatment options. For the doctor who has a brilliant idea but needs research funding. For the people who faced cancer head-on and climbed incredible heights while they were with us. For the children who celebrate the end of chemo. We conquer cancer for all who have been touched by it. Conquer Cancer accelerates breakthroughs in research and care for every cancer, every patient, everywhere. Join us at conquer.org.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Thanksgiving, a day not only of gratitude, but a day of stuffing or dressing, depends on where you live. I'm Gil Gross, and on this year's Thanksgiving Day special, we'll settle that debate on what to call that stuff or dress. We'll have background on the Pilgrims. Who were they, and why did they come here? As is so often the case, the story's more complicated, far more interesting than we might think. We'll also save you money on travel and tell you some delicious things to do with that leftover turkey.
The Gil Gross Thanksgiving Special. Listen, Thanksgiving Day, 9 to noon on WSGW.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the midnight.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m. right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show on this Tuesday morning. Mark and Dee are waiting for us. Let's talk to Mark first in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, looking to get your thoughts. I'm looking under credentials of the journalism of the media. CBS just announced last week or this week that the Hunter laptop is indeed true.
After they denied it.
50 intelligence denied it. We've had for 2 years media journalism deny it. Has all the classic hallmarks of a Russian disinformation. But now the midterms are somewhat over. That's coming out. How does journalism and the media get their reputation back?
Well,
a 2-year lie.
I guess the thing that bothers me about that is that it puts a big paintbrush over media. And first of all, let's understand media is a lot of things, but typically when we talk about media in circumstances like this, we're talking about the journalistic side. For the most part, media to me is more hometown and local. It's the nationals that you're talking about. And within their organizations, is there a bias? Well, it's been pretty obvious for years. And in the reality is that they can pretty much do what they want and say what they want and get away with it. Now, the fact that CBS finally has acknowledged that there actually is a Hunter Biden laptop that has damaging information on it, that in itself is unique. But was there an apology? No. Has any other media apologized for, blaming it on Russian disinformation? No. Have we seen the end of this? No. So, I don't know what to tell you, Mark. Listen,
that changed a lot of that changed a lot of people's minds and votes.
I'm not sure of that.
2 years.
I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of that. It certainly didn't change any minds of Democrats and didn't change any mind of Republicans. Independents, maybe there were a few that are swayed one way or another. But typically, I don't like to see it in journalism because it evidences a bias, which I don't believe belongs there. But having said that, I don't think the electronic media is as influential as it used to be.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, cool. I am glad they finally admitted it, though. I mean, that's progress.
Yeah.
Of course,
I agree.
I'm pretty sure that in the days of Columbus, they would not have thought the world was round. They would have denied it. They probably have denied the moon landing. I don't know. Just one of those things. All right. Good enough, Mark. Thanks. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Let's say good morning to Dee in Saginaw. Dee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go back in history and help somebody that is not going to ask a political question or anything that's woke. I have something just down to earth. Could you share or give me access to a recipe that would help me cook for family? I dearly miss listening to the missus when you used to have, the recipes.
Yeah.
And I miss it so much. Okay, I'm in a quandary. I'm in dire need of a way or a recipe to cook 17 pounds of boneless, skinless breast. But I'd like to make them ahead of time. And then
I'm sorry I missed that. You cut out for a second. You want to do what with them?
I have 17 pounds of boneless and skinless chicken breast.
Chicken breast.
And I have 36 people coming over for dinner, and this is in December. This is like December 10th.
Yep.
And I'm trying to look for a recipe where I can cook the boneless, skinless breast ahead of time, and then the next day warm them up and still be juicy. I mean, I don't want really dry.
Oh boy.
Possible.
Anything is possible, but let me ask you this. If you're going to have to warm them up anyway, why don't you just cook them the day of?
Because I have 17 pounds of them.
Well, I understand that, but you're going to put them on trays in your oven. Is that the plan?
Well, I don't. I've been picking people's brains, and I thought yours would be a good one to pick.
Well,
So
I would not, because once you've cooked them and then you refrigerate them, and now you're going to warm them up the next day, I'm not sure how juicy they'd be.
Well, I'm wondering if I couldn't put them in a slow cooker. And
that's a lot. How many slow cookers are you going to need? You have 17 pounds. That's a lot of chicken.
Yeah. So anyhow, I just thought if there's anybody out there, or if there's a website or something like that, or a caterer that you would know of that.
I'm sure there's a web. Well, but see, the caterers, they all have equipment designed to do that. They have holding ovens and warming boxes, and they have stuff that's designed to keep it. And even then chicken can get a little dry on them anyway. We like to marinate our chicken, and it gives it a lot of flavor, and you don't notice the juiciness too much, whether it's there or not. We'll marinate.
That's what I was thinking of doing, marinating them overnight.
Yeah, well, we marinate them in teriyaki sauce. You can do Italian dressing.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
But I would be. I have to be honest with you. I would be tempted to cook them just before I serve them. I don't. You could. There's nothing to stop you from pre-cooking them. I think what I might do is cook them maybe 75% of the way and then finish them the next day. But either way, then you got to put them in the oven anyway. I mean, one way or another, you're going to put them in an oven. You got to put them back in the oven, or you can cook them in the oven, one way or another.
Well, I was thinking of even making like a sauce to go on them.
Oh, of course you can do that. You can do any kind of sauce.
And leave them in the sauce, and then warm it up the next day.
Yeah, you can do that, but you're going to need a couple of big, those aluminum, the throwaway aluminum restaurant size pans. You got 17 pounds. That's a lot of chicken.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, but you could certainly, you could put them in a sauce. You could put them in an Italian dressing sauce. We like ours marinated in teriyaki sauce. You could put them in some kind of a cream sauce. I mean, there's all kinds of sauces you can use, and you can even bake them in those sauces.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I go back to what I would probably do it the day of, since you got to put them back in the oven the day of anyway, one way or another. What's the difference if they're in there for a half hour or an hour and a half?
Well, I was thinking about the dryness too.
Well, that's
So
why
I
I'd
was
cook them
gonna
the day.
marinate
That's
'em.
why I'd cook them the day of. You can do it in the marinade, but you can marinate them overnight and then cook them the day of, and then be just ready to go. That would be my suggestion.
Magic way of cooking for a herd of relatives. Let me
Yeah,
know.
well, it's I think the first thing I would ask those relatives to do is bring all the sides, so all you have to worry about is the chicken. So,
That's true. That's true.
then you could do it the day of and not worry about it.
That is part of it. Trouble is, they'll come in and they'll have to have stuff warmed up from their trips here, and then my oven will be incapacitated because they'll want their stuff warmed.
You put your stuff
Anyhow,
in.
I just listening to the Mrs. Tremendous.
I hear you.
And yeah,
Well,
it was a good time.
Life goes on. Unfortunately, it will not return. But every now and then we get a question like this just for the fun of it. So good luck and happy.
It was enlightening.
Yeah. No, I know all those things. I mean, I did it for 30 some odd years or more. It was part of me, no doubt about it. Well, listen, have a happy Thanksgiving and good luck with all that chicken. Wow.
Same to me. Same to you.
Bye-bye now. Thanks, Dee. Bye-bye. All right, we're going to take a break, come back when we return. Let's see, Russ in Bay City is with us, and we'll get to him right after these notes.
This segment of our Community's Care is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation. For the month of November, Saginaw Community Foundation proudly spotlights the Eastside Soup Kitchen. For 42 years, the Eastside Soup Kitchen has been providing meals and hope in the heart of Saginaw. Eastside Soup Kitchen feeds the hungry, comforts the afflicted, seeks justice for people experiencing homelessness, and provides hope and opportunities for those in need. They also help connect those in need with the generosity of caring donors and the energy of dedicated volunteers. These goals, they serve nutritious meals each weekday to anyone without question or qualification. With their partners, they also provide programs for health, wellness, and success. Eastside Soup Kitchen will be serving a Thanksgiving meal as they believe no one should be alone for the holidays. To make a monetary donation, please visit eastsidesoupkitchen.org. For information about donating your time, food, or other personal items, please call 989-755-3663.
Some things are never really a choice, like wearing your muddy boots in the house, quitting before the job's done, buying seed without service. They just don't make sense. That's why AgriGold gives you the best of both worlds. We're big enough to deliver top-tier genetics and traits, but small enough to give you the personalized service you need to thrive. Because like you, we know choosing seed without service isn't really a choice. Need help choosing? Learn more at chooseagrigold.com.
Technology's Black Friday event has arrived with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 50% off select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm Tamron Hall. Why give your family just ordinary eggs when they can enjoy the best? Eggland's Best. More fresh and delicious taste plus superior nutrition compared to ordinary eggs. With 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, 25% less saturated fat, and 38% more lutein. Because the way we care is anything but ordinary. Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do
at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Van Camp and Robin show. You know why Gen Z loves soccer? No, why's that? Little to no goals.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and I want to thank my buddy John. Sent me an email about Twitter. Reminding me that they were operating at huge deficits when Elon Musk took them over. And in his opinion, the layoffs were done to stave off bankruptcy and change the culture that Musk saw as toxic to free speech. The first part for sure. Second part, we're going to have to wait and see what Musk's version of free speech is. I don't think we've seen it yet. So, we had a caller say chicken breasts in a slow cooker, 200 to 250 with chicken broth and undercook it slightly. Yep, that's true. But a slow cooker to hold 17 pounds of chicken is a bit much. Russ is in Bay City. Russ, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Well, you would ask how the news media will get their back, and it's going to be hard fought. My father taught me when I was very young that respect and trust were hard-earned and easily lost.
Oh, absolutely.
And I still believe that.
I do too.
And, it is what it is. They made their bed with the Democratic Party. They only investigate Republicans. They only make a big deal about Republicans. They poo-hoo anything a Democrat does. Oh, everybody does it, blah, blah, blah. All right, now you got the reputation you deserve. You're a lapdog for the Democratic Party and nothing more than propagandist.
Well, that's certainly a view that a lot of people have.
And, and now, unfortunately, our federal agencies are facing the same thing. They're all over the news. Oh, who trusts the FBI? Well, why would they? Why in the hell would they? I mean, and the same with the IRS. The IRS got busted slow-rolling conservative charities for their nonprofit status. Everything's been corrupted. It's insane how badly it's been. And when we don't have any press to report on it either because they're part of the corruption. It is, our founding fathers primarily gave us free speech so that we could have a free press, and the obligation of the free press was to hold all of our politicians' feet to the fire, not just one side.
Yep, no, that's very true.
And they're not doing their job.
All right.
And it's sad. And it's going to be one of the major reasons our country goes down is because of our extreme left-wing liberal press.
Well, there are some that way. I don't look at the entire press that way.
Well, I'm sure, no, but the ones that aren't that way get labeled as alternative or social media or online or ones, ABC, CBS.
Well, yeah, but that's it. That's the problem. You're only talking about the nationals. The overwhelming majority of media are local.
Locals, and what do? All they do is read the reports from the nationals.
No, all right.
Local investigative reporters anymore. That thing died out in the 60s.
All right. Good enough.
All right.
All right, Russ. Thanks.
Hey, Art.
Yeah.
Can I just, if you don't mind, this is Pat here. I just want to say this too. I hope people like Russ and others out there, I hope they realize that Donald Trump became Donald Trump through the media.
Well, he used the media.
If there's no media covering him for 40 years in New York City where he was everywhere, there's no Donald Trump. The media helped. He needed the media. The media needed him.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't. When you got to remember now, for most of those 40 years, he wasn't a politician.
He always kind of played at both sides.
He always did that. But he was not a politician, and he wasn't reported on as a political figure.
But I always said,
got to remember, I was born and raised there. I watched it.
I know. He needed CNN just as much as CNN needed him.
No, I think CNN got more out of him than he got a CNN.
No, I think he got a lot from that too.
Right.
They both needed each other. One hand washed the other. See, now there's a conspiracy theory there, people. Donald Trump needed CNN, and CNN needed Donald Trump, which is why a lot of Hillary Clinton voters were so mad when she was giving a speech. And what did CNN do? They cut it to show an empty podium because we were waiting for Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump needed CNN.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what CNN looks like when Licht is done with them.
It's all about the dollars. Remember that.
Well, everything. Well, that's
all about the dollars.
Now you hit the. Yes, now you've got the crux of the matter. All right,
I'm out.
All right, let's talk to Errol here. Errol, good morning. Errol, good morning.
I had a pet moose when I was growing up till a mother moose decided I shouldn't be around that little one. But anyways, I may have a solution for the lady with the chickens.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you my idea. I have never not been able to find help on Google. Type in on Google.
Oh, yeah.
Ask me where I can find a recipe for that amount of chicken and how to cook it and everything else. Should be surprised what you can get on Google.
Absolutely.
So you can try that.
Yep.
And I think I've yet to not find anything I wanted to cook on Google.
I have to tell you, just to finish this discussion, that's one of the reasons Listen to the Missus is not around anymore.
I know.
Because you can simply sit down at your computer and find absolutely anything you wanted. So
you're absolutely right. I need a metric from what we use, and it worked out well. So she can try that, see how it works.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yep.
You too, Art.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. We'll be back. We'll talk to Carolyn Sheridan, who probably will have a chicken answer when we return. Let me talk to you first about Thalen Volkswagen in Bay City, where I'm driving a Volkswagen Taos this month. And it's a compact SUV that I didn't even know existed till they put me in it. And the Taos is designed to make your daily driving experience a real joy. Now, you can get it with 4Motion all-wheel drive and a turbocharged engine. You do that, and it's ready to handle the not-so-everyday, too. Streamlined styling, sharp features. It's a joy to drive and a joy to look at. And the Taos is packed with useful tech for your everyday, from the touchscreen display, the connected features. It seamlessly integrates into your life. Check out the Volkswagen Taos today at Thalen Volkswagen, 1112 North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Talk to a Thalen Volkswagen representative about Volkswagen's Sign and Drive program. And online, you can find out more at thinkthalen.com. Thalen, serving your automotive needs for over 45 years.
We could all use a little more sweetness in our lives. Edible is your local stop for sweet treats and special gifts for any occasion, from spectacular chocolate-dipped fruit bouquets to refreshing smoothies and creamy cheesecakes. Edible makes it easy to treat yourself and others to something sweet. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up a Fruit Fix box of chocolate-dipped apples, bananas. $9.99. Be sweet today with a sweet from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw.
I'm taking my premium audio with me everywhere I go. With Raycon. Raycon's everyday earbuds look ever, with 3 sound profiles to match whatever I'm listening to, plus noise isolation and awareness mode, so I can choose to be immersed in sound or tune into my surroundings whenever I need to. I can listen while I travel or during a grueling workout with optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. These earbuds are comfortable enough for all-day wear, and they do not budge. With Raycon, I also get 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery. They start at half the price of other premium audio brands. No wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. See for yourself what all the hype is about. Right now, you Raycon.com/Nick Cannon and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Nick Cannon for 15% .com/Nick Cannon.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get a CPL class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. You must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag
Plus.com. Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms. Shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hi, this is Mike Avery. You know you can hear my Outdoor Magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation, wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
All right, we're back with you, and the chicken question has gotten, as I knew it would, a lot of attention. Before we get to Carolyn Sheridan, I had an email from a listener. For the lady that called about the chicken, the 17 pounds of chicken, tell her to look up the recipe for chicken Marcella. And another way she could make the chicken would be in one of those large roasters. It's like a crock pot, but it's long and large, fits long, big turkeys. She could make another recipe that he recently made, which was a can of shiitake mushroom soup. Put it in his crock pot with a cup of milk, let it cook all day, and then put it over noodles. It's wonderful. Or you put it over rice. Cook the chicken the day before, but it's probably going to have to be a sauce-based dish if you do that. All right. Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning.
Hey, that's what I thought about putting in one of the big roasters, but I like everything fresh. Anything, if you make it really nice and fresh, to make it the day before and halfway do it, and I think that'd be a mess.
I agree.
And our daughter-in-law made some chicken breast, and she had it in some, I don't know, it seems like a tomato based or something. And they were really, really good. And I think she just baked them, but a roaster would be the same thing.
Yeah. Well, the roaster's a great idea, because the roaster, she might be able to put all that chicken in there at once and not even have to use her oven.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. And I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And that bar sure made the cops look pretty bad in Texas when they had all that armor and left them kids in there an hour and a half. And in 2 minutes, they took them down.
Yep.
And they were just like, they had nothing. So I don't know. Kind of makes you wonder where you want to go.
Yeah. So what do you do for Thanksgiving, Carol? Are you home or you go?
I'm going to make our I fed them lots and lots, and so they're going to make up for it. And they live down by DeWitt, so we're going to DeWitt, and the weather sounds like good to travel. So.
That's good.
But
Yeah,
I have to make my rolls.
We're going
I
down.
have to make rolls.
You have to make rolls. We have to make an Amish potato dressing.
Uh-huh.
So Pennsylvania Dutch. My wife's Pennsylvania Dutch, so she makes all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, they're good cooks. But I have to make my rolls, and then I'm going to take some cranberries because my daughter gets cranberries. She has some friends in New York that have a cranberry bog. Or friends.
Oh, really?
And so they're really nice and fresh. Oh, they're wonderful. And then I picked up. She puts dehydrated slices of in it.
Sounds good.
And that's really. Oh yeah. Well, I really listen, and I know a lot of people do. A lot of people just don't listen to your station anymore, seeing that listen to Mrs. because it's
Well,
nothing that interests them.
I'm gonna have to disagree a little bit because our ratings are high. They've been very high for a while. So yeah,
Well,
but it's different.
for
Let's put
you.
it that way. It's different.
Yeah, it sure is a turnaround.
All right.
Well, have fun, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, Carol. Bye bye now.
Yep.
All right. It's we might as well have the conversation. Listen to the Missus was on the air for decades and decades and decades. Started with way back with Fred Krell, and I came in '74 and was partnered up with Fred for quite some time, and then Sue Smith joined me for years and years, decades actually, and then Ann Williams. And toward the latter days of listening to the Missus, it was apparent that we weren't going to compete with the internet. And you can sit down to your computer, and I have to tell you, I do it all the time. Not only do I look up recipes online, but I'll go to YouTube and you can actually see how the recipe's made. It's amazing what you can find out there. And it kind of, like most things in life, everything has a time frame, and it ran its course. And that's the nature of the beast. It was just as much fun as it was to do and to meet everybody and chat with everybody on a daily basis about food and recipes. Its time had come. You start to realize it. When you're in this business, as long as I've been in this business, and many of the folks that I work with, you can sense when it's time to change something. And that time was then. But it had a great run. When you think about it, it had an outstanding run from the 50s all the way up through, the 2000 teens. So anyhow, our last break, and then we will be back to close out this hour and tell you what is ahead.
Energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Now through December 5th, save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of gorgeous shades that will beautifully transform the light in your home. Also, select Mohawk carpet featuring all pet protection and warranty are on sale now. The only carpet with protection and warranty for all pets and accidents all the time. Frankenmuth, celebrating 60 years in business. We'll help you bring it all together.
There's probably no one that has ever said, I wish I wouldn't have started hospice this soon. You call the Wellspring office and you say, hey, I want to talk to someone about this because I don't even know if this is something for us or not. And they will talk to you because the biggest thing that they will be is honest. They gave us a booklet that talked about the stages. The kid who I least thought would read the booklet read it and was like, I'm really glad I know what's going to happen, whenever that is.
For more information on hospice, visit wellspringlutheran.com.
When it comes to protecting your field from disease and environmental stress, fungicide, and there's everything else. When power, there's Revitec, and everything else. And when it comes to speed and stamina, this is Revitec. And this is everything else. Nothing else comes close to Revitec fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of head, you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
That'll do it for this hour of Listen to the Missus. How about that for old school? I just thought I'd do that just for the fun of it. We will take our news break here on WSGW, CBS News, and then the local report with Michael Percha. And then we'll be back with hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. We're going to talk about lithium-ion battery safety when we return.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. Apparently Tuesday is the new Wednesday. Roads are already jam-packed and the airports are crowded as Americans head out in droves for their Thanksgiving destinations. CBS's Chris Van Cleave is at Chicago's
most important holiday of the year for us.
Omar Idris oversees United's Chicago hub at one of the country's busiest airports.
We plan and plan and plan throughout the year, and we find ourselves in a very healthy position to deliver the staffing needed to fly the schedule we're promising.
And while today and tomorrow will be crazy, travel experts say the Sunday after Thanksgiving will likely be the busiest. He tackled the Colorado Springs nightclub shooter and disarmed him. Rich Fio is being hailed a hero.
I saw him and I went and got him. And when I pulled him down, I told him I was in him. I want to kill you, guy.
The gunman's charged with murder and hate crime. Raines being charged with reckless homicide after crashing his SUV through the front window of an Apple store near Boston. One person was killed. A rail strike could happen in 2 weeks after the largest railroad workers union rejected a labor deal. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe with reaction from the White House.
They are monitoring this quite closely here at the White House, saying a shutdown is unacceptable, and they're encouraging all sides to continue talking ahead of a December 5th deadline. Now, Congress could step in to stop a rail strike and likely would do so. They've done so, in fact, 18 other times in the past. There are no plans as of now for any administration officials here at the White House or over at the Labor Department to get involved. With just under 2 weeks to go, we'll see if that holds.
A powerful earthquake struck Java, Indonesia yesterday, killing over 260 people. Rescuers have been working around the clock to find anyone trapped under the debris. About 150 people are still unaccounted for. CBS's Vicki Barker with what could be a huge cancer breakthrough.
The 5-year program's aimed at developing new strategies to fight cancer. It's based on the understanding that cancer cells actually live in complex ecosystems that co-opt non-cancerous cells to grow and spread. Targeting those cells could stop the cancer in its tracks, even kill it entirely.
Brown University freshman Olivia Pichardo is making history. A Division I NCAA baseball team.
Starting 8th grade or freshman year of high school, we thought, well, maybe I could actually play at the collegiate level.
And her dream did come true. The 18-year-old will be a walk-on utility player for Brown. We are seeing green on Wall Street right now. The Dow is up 259 points. The NASDAQ down 8. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
We're bigger for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down. Dropping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You want to be a showstopper like The Miz? You want to be awesome? Then you'll want to have a game plan. Whether you're a champion or a bettor, you've got to be responsible. The DraftKings Sportsbook offers all the tools you need. You can set a realistic budget and bet within your means. You can set time, deposit, and wager limits so you can have a personal game plan for having fun while being responsible. I practice safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies and 30 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Flint police are working with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives after a Flint resident discovered military-grade C4 in a salvaged vehicle door on Saturday. Police say the resident bought the door from a salvage shop in Capac in St. Clair County. He was installing the door on another vehicle when he made the unwelcome discovery. Police say he immediately called 911, who came and secured the explosives. Police and the ATF are attempting to track down where the C4 came from and possibly determine how it got into the door in the first place. Civilian possession of military explosives in the U.S. is a 15-year felony. A multi-million-dollar expansion is taking place at one of Frankenmuth's most famous attractions, and it will break ground next month. Here's Michigan News Network's Rob Mason.
The Bavarian Inn Lodge is adding over 20 new attractions, including several water slides, a wave pool, and an adult swim-up bar, all part of an $80 million project breaking ground December 13th. When the project is completed, the Bavarian Inn will have Michigan's largest indoor family entertainment center with over 140,000 square feet of space. The expansion will be completed in the spring of 2024.
After a chilly preview of Michigan winter, the Alidi Ilutz VA Medical Center will be holding a winter weather wear drive next Tuesday. The event is in recognition of the 10th annual Giving Tuesday global movement, which encourages people to give, collaborate, and celebrate generosity during the holidays. The medical center is requesting the new winter essentials such as socks, boots, and gloves, and hats to be dropped off in the main lobby area of their facility at 1500 Weiss Street in Saginaw from 9:30 to 2:30. The organization's distributed to veterans who may not be able to afford them. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Black Friday is back at the Maytag store with some of the best deals of the season. The Maytag store carries the brands you love, including GE, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Speed Queen. They have product in stock and ready to be delivered and installed. And they service the appliances they sell with an in-house parts and service team. You'll find amazing deals, such as the 4-piece GE stainless steel kitchen package with French door refrigerator starting at $29.99. Get a dishwasher starting at just $6.99. A man breakfast from 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. at the Maytag store on Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw, where you can also find these limited time offers all day, Friday and Saturday, as well as their Frankenmuth location. Plus, the Maytag store outlet on Gratiot Road in Saginaw will be open all day, Friday and Saturday with special savings. Stop by and experience the Maytag store difference today.
The Maytag store.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, $5 million in brownfield grants and loans for redevelopment of contaminated properties in mid-Michigan. Overall, in 2022, Eagle will provide $20.7 million in brownfield funding to 67 projects statewide. The plans include a senior and a multifamily affordable housing development in the Stadium District of Lansing, workforce and affordable housing near the Kalamazoo River, and a mixed-use live work development in Kalamazoo. More than half of Eagle's budget each year flows into Michigan communities through grants, loans, and other spending that supports local projects, protects public health and the environment, ultimately creating economic growth and jobs for Michigan workers. A West Michigan community of a controversial library containing books with LGBTQ material. Here's Michigan News Network's Aaron V.
Nearly 100 people packing the Patmos Library while the board held its first meeting since the November 8th election, when for the second time a millage to keep the doors open was defeated. During the discussion about the upcoming budget year and a proposed budget, Library Treasurer Marcia Frobish letting the cat out of the bag.
The question in everybody's mind, and yes, we do have money for a while, and we are not closing our doors tomorrow, I promise. We never said that we were, but we will be closing in September of 2024. Again, that is September of 2024.
An opposition campaign organized township community just north of Grand Rapids following requests being denied by the library board in October following formal complaints to remove certain books from shelves due to them containing LGBTQ content and it being accessible in the young adult section. I'm Erin Vermeulen on the Michigan News Network.
WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Skies will become mostly sunny here for today with a high into the upper 30s. Winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies, 27. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 43 degrees. Then by Thanksgiving Thursday, partial sunshine develops a high around 47. Friday, partly sunny skies, a high of 46 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny and a high around 49. Sunday, we'll have a chance for rain showers, cloudy, high of 43 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vujicic. Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 32.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW, hour number 2. We're going to talk to a couple of folks about a deep subject today, chemical engineering, but from a battery standpoint. And we're going to talk about the safety concerns of the current crop of lithium-ion batteries that are out there and maybe some other technologies that are coming along down the road. And a couple of folks to talk to this morning. First of all, we say good morning to Mike Snyder. Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Good pleasure to be back with you today.
Same to have you. Glad to have you back. Also with us this morning, we say good morning to Christian Rucker. Good morning, Christian.
Good morning, Art. Very nice to meet you, and thank you for having us on the show.
Oh, we're glad to have you. All right. So let's start with safety. We are moving toward a world of electric vehicles, whether we like it or not, and they are powered primarily by lithium-ion batteries, at least right now. How much of a risk are we at?
So I'll take that one to start. I think, as with any technology, you go through a number of evolutions in this technology, and there's been, lithium-ion batteries have been researched and developed over the last 20 years. And so there are a variety of knowns that are there, but there's also a few things that, as more and more of these get produced, are unknowns. Generally speaking, I would say, again, as a chemical engineer and a fire risk safety specialist for DECRA, I would say that the risk of these is at or less than those of internal combustion engines. I think the thing we have to keep in mind is that, we all know that gasoline and gasoline-powered engines, if they're involved in an accident and a fire occurs, that's something I think we generally know, and it's somewhat unremarkable. It might make the local news, but it doesn't surely make the national news that a car was involved in an accident and caught on fire, or somebody was fueling a vehicle at a gas station and it caught on fire. Today, I would say almost every lithium-ion battery event that occurs gets nationwide attention because it's remarkable and different. And I think as a citizen and a consumer, we have to keep that in perspective.
Christian, what's your view of it?
Yeah, I mean, from the technicality side of things, I think Mike covered it all there. When we look more at the market side, we see that there's just a natural development, right? You have often early regulation starting in Europe, And if we look at electric vehicles, Norway is really the leader globally in this space, where they really demand that EVs are the new way to go. And I think they're almost at 50% new car sales in electric vehicles. And obviously the trend globally is, how can we make the world a better place, safer, more sustainable? So, and all big companies jump on this trend, right? In the future, in the past, you had a company like Volvo leading in their strategy with safety. Now it's safety and sustainability. So a lot of car manufacturers go the same way. So they go after the new thing, which in this case right now is electric vehicles powered by lithium-ion batteries.
Lithium-ion batteries have been around a while. I'm a hobbyist, and I build radio-controlled boats.
Sure.
And I use fairly good size lithium-ion batteries. But when I'm not using those products, I put a safety charge on them, the storage charge, if you will. And then I pack each battery in its own fireproof little case and put it away, because we've known for a long time that these batteries can develop problems. Have we made progress in making the lithium-ion battery any safer?
So absolutely. Lithium-ion batteries really represent a family of battery chemistry, and like any battery that you would buy in the marketplace today, there's an anode and a cathode, and that's kind of where the electrons come and go. And it's then the kind of the gel between that is called the electrolyte. In lithium-ion batteries, there has been a tremendous amount of development with safety in mind on the cathode. Because when lithium-ion batteries, it's a little more complicated than this, but it kind of helps me view why lithium-ion batteries have the problems they do. It's when you end up having a short circuit inside the battery, and you end up generating heat that heats up the electrolyte. The electrolyte today in most lithium-ion batteries is a flammable, it's a combustible material. So it will burn if it gets hot enough. And it also has some stabilizers in there that have plastic components like fluorine in it. And so if they do combust, you get some toxic off gases as you would if plastics burn. So a lot of work has gone today on the cathode, and the improvement in performance in the last 2 or 3 years has been remarkable. Work is now underway on that gel or the electrolyte to try to make it less flammable. Those two things together, along with what we'll probably talk a little bit about, the battery charging, or we would call it battery management system, really reduce substantially the potential of having what's called a thermal runaway, or this fire event that you're talking about.
That was going to be my next question. Explain a thermal runaway.
Right. So, a thermal runaway is basically the starting of a short circuit in the battery. And there's a lot of ways, right, that can happen. If again, some of our standardized tests that we perform, one's called a nail penetration test. So if you think about a typical lithium-ion cell, a single cell battery, it looks like a AA battery that you would buy in the store, other than the chemistry is different. And we actually penetrate that with a metallic object. And so that really shorts the anode and cathode, and you generate a lot of heat. That heat basically then will start the electrolyte starting to chemically react, which generates more heat, and that's where you get this runaway. The runaway is both a chemical and a physical property of that battery that ultimately leads in a sustained fire. There are other ways that you can abuse that battery. If you, for example, significantly overcharge or have a charger that's not matched for the battery, there's a risk factor involved there, which is always why it's important that you match the battery with the charging system. And we'll probably talk a little bit about some work that DECRA does as a testing, inspection, and certification company about what we call interoperability in trying to generate and certify chargers that can charge multiple battery systems safely.
Let me ask, Christian, because you mentioned Norway and some of the other countries where EVs have really taken off. What's been their safety record in those countries?
Well, it's a good question, and I don't have the right answer for that, but I think what shows is that there's not like public outcry about it, because that would be in the news in the US as well. So from the noise factor of that, we don't hear much about it. And I think the vehicle manufacturers and their suppliers, I mean, they have the same standards like they used to have with gas-powered engines, where they have ISO certification systems in place, where they have testing in place before they actually deploying these types of technologies in the vehicles, and obviously they have a clear demand to make sure that the public is safe when they are using these vehicles.
I wonder, and Mike, maybe you can talk about this. I wonder if manufacturers are going to get to the point, because of public safety, where they build in some type of fire suppression system with that battery.
So, I mean, there are a lot of conversations in the emergency response community about what the best outcome is in these areas, and that involves, obviously fire department responses. In other areas, there's a lot of attention, as it should be, on the prevention of these issues, right? And that's making sure, again, battery charging, the maintenance and inspection of these batteries, and the quality, right, of the quality assurance of the batteries that are going in to automobiles. And I think, part of the conversation here is, let's not forget that lithium-ion batteries are not only an automotive object, they show up in consumer electronics, much like you've talked about, as well as another emerging technology that's called battery energy storage systems. And this is a basically, it's a large overseas container that has racks of lithium-ion battery modules in it that's being used by power companies to kind of save electricity that's generated overnight so that it can meet peak demand. So it's kind of the modern version, for example, of what has been done for many, many years in Ludington, where they pump water up at the top of the hill and then turbine it off during the peak periods during the day.
All right, guys, hang on. I got to take a break. And we are talking to Mike Snyder and Christian Reuker about lithium-ion batteries and battery technology. We'll have more conversation when we return here on the Art Lewis Show. And also at the end of this break, we will hear from Terry Henney, who is out and about promoting a Salvation Army Thanksgiving dinner coming up. All of that is ahead.
George Thorogood, ahead of the ball, shaking down the thunder. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Plug in and rock hard. Tickets start at $45 and are on sale now at the box office and etickets.com. The New Year's street party starts here. George Thorogood and the Destroyer. Wednesday, December 28th at Soaring Eagle Casino.
At Consumers Energy, we're harnessing the power of the sun to create a Michigan. By 2040, solar energy will provide most of the electricity we deliver to our customers. That's good for the planet and your pocketbook. But we can't get there without your help. We're searching for large parcels of land in Michigan to build solar power plants. If you have a site for us to consider, visit consumersenergy.com/ learn more.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Major benchmarks in positive territory on Wall Street to start the day. One winner, Best Buy shares. The retailer also raised its full-year forecast. A hearing today in bankruptcy court for failed crypto platform FTX.
The big emphasis is on a brewing jurisdictional fight with the Bahamian government. The hearing seeks to transfer a bankruptcy filing made by the Bahamian FTX arm from New York to the court here in Delaware. It gets messier, though. FTX is alleging the Bahamian authorities directed the former CEO to make an unauthorized transfer of assets.
Fox's Kelly O'Grady. And travel group AAA is estimating nearly 55 million Americans will take to the roads, skies, and rails for the holiday, with air travel recovering about 99% of its pre-pandemic 2019 levels. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
We conquer cancer. For the mom-to-be who is out of treatment options. For the doctor who has a brilliant idea but needs research funding. For the people who faced cancer head-on and climbed incredible heights while they were with us. For the children who celebrate the end of chemo. We conquer cancer for all who have been touched by it. Conquer Cancer accelerates breakthroughs in research and care for every cancer, every patient, everywhere. Join us at conquer.org.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC. the Association of Mature American Citizens. Hi, this is Mary Walter. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money from discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most. AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
The WSGW Food for Families campaign is underway for 2022, presented by Pioneer Sugar. We are asking you, our loyal family of listeners, to make non-perishable food donations to help those in need in the Great Lakes Bay region. Various businesses will serve as donation locations over the next several weeks. All food will be collected and distributed by the Salvation Army in Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties. You can make Food for Families donations during regular business hours at Crane's L&M Appliance Center, 3260 Bay Road in Saginaw. The Vassar Building Center, 1013 West Saginaw Road, top of the hill in Vassar. Thumb Bank, located at Wilder Road in Bay City. For a complete listing of donation locations, visit WSGW.com and click on the Food for Families box. Thank you once again for supporting the Food for Families campaign presented by Pioneer Sugar right here on WSGW.
Hi, everybody. Terry Henney broadcasting today from the Bay City Salvation Army, located on 10th Avenue here in downtown Bay City. It's kettle season. The red kettles are out all across Bay County, and the folks at the Salvation Army here in Bay County want to encourage you to give generously and give often to the kettles, because all of that money goes to support many of the things that go on at the Bay City Salvation Army. Still trying to get more bell ringers, so it's vitally important that you get a hold of the majors. You can get a hold of Major Kim or Major Rick at the Bay City Salvation Army, and they'll be more than happy to assign you an area, and hopefully you can help out. Helping is what it's all about. The Bay City Salvation Army helps a lot of folks, and they're going to be having their annual Thanksgiving feast here at the Salvation Army Center on 10th this afternoon, beginning at 5:30. We'll have more information on that as well. But again, red kettle season is now. Give to the kettle in your area. Our broadcast brought to you today by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union.
All right, we're back with you. We're talking to Mike Snyder and Christian Reuker about lithium-ion batteries and battery safety. So, Mike, let me ask you this. You mentioned charging systems. If we assume for a moment, and this is going to be a very simplistic layman's explanation, but if we assume for a moment that a battery charger pumps electrons into the battery, recharges the battery, how does the battery know one electron from another? How does it know the difference in the charger?
So it's not so much that it knows the difference of the charger, it'll accept them. The charger really has to know when the battery is full, okay, using the simple technology. And, what you find is, especially in consumer electronics, and particularly say you go to Amazon and buy off-brand replacement chargers, the brains of those chargers sometimes are limited or even non-existent. And so this is true of any battery, but lithium-ion batteries in particular, it's very important to make sure that the battery is not overcharged. If it is overcharged, that's one of these abuse mechanisms that can actually start the runaway issue that we talked about.
All right, so let's look beyond lithium ion. Christian, what's the next battery? Oops, I don't hear you, Christian. Nope.
I have to unmute myself.
There we go.
What's the next battery? That's a very good question. I think there are other technologies out there that have been also tested and tried and maybe not completely used and maybe not advanced enough. And that's probably hydrogen. How that exactly functions, I think Mike is a better person to give you details about it. But I think that's the next one that some car manufacturers or some other companies may bet their money on. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, and I would say, first of all, I technically am excited about the future of hydrogen and hydrogen fuel cells. And you'll hear the word fuel cell, think of battery. A fuel cell is just a battery, and the hydrogen ends up being the energy source that the battery processes. About, if I was with my father-in-law at the North American Auto Show about 10 years ago, and every American manufacturer had a prototype hydrogen fuel cell car. The problem that they had with hydrogen fuel cells is on the roadway, as you went through potholes in other areas, the fuel cell itself was not robust. And so there was, I think at that time, a lot of hope that that was a technology that was going to advance. It just wasn't robust enough. I would say, right, there are a tremendous number of, we call them stationary fuel cells, and fuel cells that are used in fork trucks today across America. And that really is, as we talk about hydrogen, there are lots of what I would call green energy options to produce hydrogen. And that would be one other platform that is there. You will also hear on batteries the use of solid state batteries. And that really is that the battery itself becomes more of an electronic object as opposed to an electrochemical object. And those are things right now, there's a lot of research and development, but that's at least a technical generation off, I think, before you're going to have anything practical available.
How is it that we didn't toss our dollars into hydrogen fuel cells the way we have into batteries? I mean, if you have a container that's not robust enough, build a robust container.
Correct. So, I mean, there has, and again, you have to go all the way back to some of the advent of the NASA programs when they were using hydrogen for propelling space shuttles and rockets. There was a lot of energy and no pun intended, but a lot of focus on research and development there. And as that part of the space program really decreased, I think some of the research and attention there slowed down. But there are firms today that are, again, right. I mean, we talk about American manufacturing, Toyota, right, which is a Japanese company, but a lot of American manufacturing. They have a whole line of fuel cell oriented fork trucks and are very, very successful. They're essentially emission free. You have water vapor, and then you have to fuel them with hydrogen. And there's some safety issues that are there, but those are probably today the two major. I'll call it advancements that can be occurring here in the near future, from our perspective.
Are we, to some degree, kidding ourselves with looking at lithium-ion batteries as green energy? There's been a new phrase come along, dirty green, because of the way the lithium has to be mined and the way the batteries are built.
Right. So, part of this is, and Christian has a lot of background here on the automotive side. I think you have to look at the bigger picture of the total supply chain, right? The battery itself doesn't produce the hydrogen fuel cell separate, but the lithium-ion battery itself does not produce any energy at all. It's what comes in and goes out, right? And that's kind of the core part of where you can get your green energy, right? Where's that electricity produced, and what is the mechanism used to produce that energy? There are clearly opportunities and issues with what you do and how you make lithium-ion batteries. There's a lot of work right now on the back end or the recycle stream. And I would just say, right, sometimes we have to go back and look in history. If we had the same conversation 50 years ago about lead acid batteries, we would have this conversation about all the environmental concerns and problems with lead acid batteries. And today, 98% of lead acid batteries go through a recycle stream. I mean, that's why you have the core charge for the battery when you go into the store. And there's actually a company in Clare that has some very, very innovative technology based on lead acid battery technology that's much easier to recycle. So those innovations that were driven by the market, were driven by regulation, will come to bear. And I think you will see the lithium-ion, the supply chain manufacturing part straighten itself out here very quickly.
Is it also true, though, and Christian, maybe you can touch on this, if I have an EV and my battery goes bad and I have to put a new battery in the car, you can't recycle the old one?
No, you will be able. I mean, right now there's still, again, it's all at the beginning, right? So there will be more research to be done. There's a company in the south, I think, that just partnered with one of the big German manufacturers, luxury brand. They start really combining their program. So the manufacturer starts combining their program with that recycling company for this in iron battery. So we will see the same direction what Mike described in terms of the development of, is it possible to recycle them? And the other side was the concern of how sustainable is it to actually build or get lithium, getting rare earth metals and stuff like that. It's a very valid point, but also there I would bring up some regulation that happens right now in Europe, where a car manufacturer is responsible from research and development until end of life of a vehicle, of every component that goes into this vehicle, and they have certain goals by 2030, by 2050. Obviously, that's far out. But they already start implementing their strategies where they even demand suppliers, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, to provide evidence that cobalt, for example, is not mined with child labor, or that lithium iron is mined in a regenerous way. So there are a lot of initiatives from the OEMs right now to make sure that their suppliers, that their dealer networks, that their body shops that they deal with, that they all basically pay their own dues to make sure that this whole topic becomes more sustainable in the long run.
So, Mike, let's kind of bring it to a close on the future of EVs in this country, and also range, because that's a selling point. You know, if you tell me the battery's going to go 300 miles, I say, I don't know. Tell me 500 miles, I might be interested. So where are we going with them?
So, first of all, I think we have to remember that it's not a black and white issue here. You have combustion engines, you have full EV, and then you have hybrids and plug-in hybrids in the middle, right? And plug-in hybrids have been around for 20 plus years, and those are ones where you have both a combustion engine, a smaller one, and a battery system. And there are a number of manufacturers who are making a wide range of these plug-in hybrid, where you basically can start with an electric charge, and as the battery charge drops down, different manufacturers have different strategies. The combustion engine is used to really boost the battery or to charge the battery. And there's also ways called regenerative braking, but basically it takes the energy when you apply the brake to charge the battery. So sometimes we have this conversation, you can get a range that's 800 miles on a plug-in hybrid, right? And so I think we have to kind of keep our eyes open and recognize that I think is a bridge technology that oftentimes is overlooked in this conversation. And obviously, right, battery technology continues to evolve. Obviously, when you have high and low temperatures, right, and Michigan, we're probably more on the low temperature end. You're down in, Arizona, you're on the high temperature end. That does impact battery capacity. There's no question at all about that.
All right. So if somebody wants more information, where can they go, Mike? You got a website?
Right. So just, probably the easiest way to look at this would be DEKRA, DEKRA.us/mobility. And just a quick word about DEKRA. We are nearly a 100-year-old company that is what's called a testing, inspection, and certification company. We do not manufacture any parts that are used in lithium-ion batteries, but we are the independent testing and certification agency. So on many of these systems, think of us as like that UL or FM stamp that you would see on an electric device or an extension cord. We do this for more sophisticated systems, automotive systems, and other systems that are used at work. So we really try to advance and understand the technology, but we're a neutral third party in the conversation. So that will give you, that'll give you the background. And if anybody, wants to engage, myself on LinkedIn, my LinkedIn channel is Safety Snyder. In that area, I'd be more than glad to, field questions that are there. It continues to evolve. But I think with, we've talked before about history and fire history. Anytime there's a change, there's a lot of angst that can occur there.
Well, listen, Mike, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us this morning, as always, and we'll do it again. Christian, Thank you. I love your background. That's very interesting.
I thought I need to have a fitting background for today, right?
All right, we'll talk to you guys again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Art.
Appreciate it and have a great
Take
day.
care.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
Happy
Bye-bye
Thanksgiving.
now.
Bye-bye.
Take care. You too. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. So there you go. We'll take a break, and then we will be back with more on the Art Lewis Show. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour.
Your Haven and energy-efficient window treatments can make it feel even more comfortable throughout the year. Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Now through December 5th, save big with rebates on qualifying purchases of gorgeous shades that will beautifully transform the light in your home. Also, select Mohawk carpet featuring all pet protection and warranty are on sale now. The only carpet with protection and warranty for all pets and accidents all the time. Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth celebrate business. We'll help you bring it all together.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops where you've learned the rules, what solutions work, and had your questions answered, such as, can I protect my stuff from the government and long-term care costs? What is the difference between revocable and irrevocable trusts? How can I avoid probate? And do I need to? Should I give my stuff to the kids or others? Know the rules and what solutions work.
Hang in there
Get
for a minute,
answers to
Mike.
your questions.
If your planning is more than 5 years old, you may have missed some great opportunities. Call 989-790-1461 to attend Attorney Jerry Rice's free workshop, How to Protect Your Stuff in 3 Easy Steps. This workshop is on Thursday, December 8th at 2 o'clock in Saginaw at the Capolco Community Credit Union. Call 790-1461 today or register online at jerryrifelawyer.com.
All right, I'm just going to interrupt this break just for a second. I've still got Mike Snyder with me here this morning. Mike, I had a caller wonder what to do with lithium batteries from laptop computers.
So there is basically a recycling stream, right? And you'd have to go really
You know
to
what
kind of
people
your,
see when they
your-
Google you? Search
Hang
engines
on.
don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation information down to lower pages of your search results where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, as you were saying, there's a
yeah, so no problem. So number one, absolutely do not throw them in the trash because they're stored with energy, and if it goes through the mechanisms that are there, right, you can create a fire. So there are household hazardous wastes. I know that Staples will, for no charge, take those batteries back if you just show up at a Staples store, right, as part of their electronic recycling program. And there are, I just, that's front of mind because I have used that before myself, but there are other manufacturers that are there. But please do not put them in the trash.
good way to end. Thanks a lot.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
it,
you.
Mike. Take care. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, sir.
All right, we will finish the break and then be back with open phones.
You want to be a showstopper like The Miz? You want to be awesome? Then you'll want to have a game plan. Whether you're a champion or a bettor, you've got to be responsible. The DraftKings Sportsbook offers all the tools you need. You can set a realistic budget and bet within your means. You can set time, deposit, and wager limits so you can have a personal game plan for having fun while being responsible. I practice safe bets, and so should you. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn about all these tools and more.
Eligibility restrictions apply. Responsible gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Salon Pass Pain Relieving Patches. Salon Pass is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8 hours. Clinical research has shown that people that used Salon Pass reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Effective relief is one peel in place away. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
It's easy to get wrapped up in the spirit of giving, but you might be giving away more than you want. During the holidays, more shopping online means more exposed personal info. Blocked by Norton has identity theft protection all wrapped up. And if you become a victim, they work to fix it with you. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions in all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year right now. 1-800-LifeLock, 1-800-LifeLock, or lifelock.com, promo code BECK for 25% off.
From the Premier Showroom and Design Center Studios, you are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, back with you for the remaining hour here on WSGW. And I want to talk a little bit about a potential problem coming up this holiday season, although I would expect Congress would intervene, and that is a railroad strike. I don't know if you've been following this or not, but 4 unions now, including one of the biggest rail unions, rejected the deal Monday. They failed to approve contracts. They're worried about demanding schedules and lack of paid sick time. And this could lead to a strike which would start December 5th. And if that happened, you would notice it immediately because food, fuel, cars, chemicals would all fail to reach their destinations. And not to mention those that ride passenger trains and commuter railroads that use freight tracks. Congress now in the past has intervened, and they impose contract terms on railroad workers. Last time that happened was 1992. It lasted 2 days. The strike lasted 2 days before Congress intervened. And there hasn't been an extended rail shutdown for 100 years, almost 100 years. What happened was in 1926, a law was passed that governs rail negotiations, and it made it much harder for workers to strike because of the essential services provided by rail. And Congress has ever since almost always intervened when the potential for a strike is there. With 4 major unions failing to approve contract, and they may vote again, we'll see. And with the December 5th date looming just before the holidays, it's reasonable to expect that Congress would act and act swiftly to impose a settlement on the railroads. And that begs the question, given the nature of that law, given the fact that Congress can literally impose a negotiated settlement, it wouldn't be very negotiated, why did the unions even bother? I mean, it seems to be an effort in futility because the unions can reject the contract today, and whatever Congress imposes on them when they go on strike, they have to live with. So what is their bargaining power? Really very little when you think about it. Very, very little. But it would be devastating to the economy. It certainly wouldn't help inflation any. Supply and demand, and the supply is going to go down and the demand is going to remain up at the holidays. You can expect things will get a lot more expensive a lot faster. Anyway, keep an eye on it because it will affect you in your pocketbook eventually. We'll take another break, come back, a couple other things to talk about, and we'll also hear from Terry Henney.
BASF knows you. So when you want to invest in the future, we're ready to be the partner that can help get you further. We put new tools and technologies in your hands so you can grow more, protect more, and command more. And with the BASF financing program, it's easier than ever to expand your operation with better terms and less requirements for investing. Learn more at BASF-grower-finance.com, helping you do the biggest job on earth. Always read and follow label directions.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm taking my premium audio with me everywhere I go. With Raycon. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. With 3 sound profiles to match whatever I'm listening to, plus noise isolation and awareness mode. So I can choose to be immersed in sound or tune into my surroundings whenever I need to. I can listen while I travel or during a grueling workout with optimized gel tips for the perfect are comfortable enough for all-day wear, and they do not buff. I also get 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life. And I love this. They start at half the price of other premium audio brands. No wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. See for yourself what all the hype is about. Right now, you can go to buyraycon.com/Nick Cannon and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Nick Cannon for 15% off. Buyraycon.com/Nick Cannon.
It's Black Friday all week at Staples with huge savings on HP Tech. This week, save $130 on the HP LaserJet Pro 4101 FTWE printer. This laser printer is perfect for small businesses, delivering maximum productivity with blazing fast print speed for up to 10 users. And right now at Staples, save even more when you bundle an HP printer, PC, and monitor. The latest Staples, the working and learning store. Offer good in-store and online. Ends 11/26.
Favorite family tradition? Shopping Kohl's Black Friday with my mom. We earned extra Kohl's cash. Got a Google Nest Hub for $49.99, a Fitbit for just $99.99. Plus, I found a pizza grill for $179.99, and she got a fire pit for the same price. Not to mention the 15% off other great deals. Yeah, we're going back to Kohl's for round 2.
Select styles. Offers valid through November 25th. Cuisinart, Google, and Fitbit coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call. And you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Salvation Army of Bay City is proud to announce, beginning at 5:30 here at the Salvation Army Center on 10th Avenue, they are going to have their annual Thanksgiving feast. What a great opportunity to support the folks that don't have the opportunity and won't have the opportunity to have a Thanksgiving meal. This meal, it's free. All you have to do is stop by. But better yet, why don't you just give the Salvation Army here in Bay City a call and let them know that you're coming and roughly what time you'll be coming. Because as we said, it starts at 5:30. The Red Kettle season is also going on. And the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union encourage you to support the Salvation Army near you. Again, it's all about helping. It's all about they taking care of you. Now, here is your opportunity to take care of the Salvation Army. During your time to ring the kettles. We'll have a lot more information for you next hour.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
This is the ball game. Back to pass. Fires. Caught. First down. Isaiah Gash. Snap is good. The ball's placed down. The kick is on the way. And the kick is good. Jake Moody, and everybody jumps for it. It falls incomplete. And John Jansen, the Wolverines survive and advance.
The Michigan Wolverines succeeded in the face of adversity to defeat Illinois, setting up the highly anticipated showdown between the number 3 Wolverines at number 2 Ohio State, the game in Columbus this Saturday. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. with kickoff at noon on 790 News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Wolf Isles, Ace Hardware in Saginaw, North Bloomfield Properties, Zimmelmatic Irrigation Solutions, Schaefer and Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, and Lingle Equipment Company in Saginaw. It's Michigan at Ohio State, live Saturday morning at 11. Radio WSGW.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW. Sean Hannity. Weekdays at 3 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here at WSGW. Remaining couple of minutes of the Art Lewis Show. I don't know if you've been following this story or not. I don't know if you tried to get Taylor Swift tickets from Ticketmaster. Taylor Swift, obviously today, one of the most popular artists out there. And when she announced her new tour and the tickets pre-sale went on sale at Ticketmaster, it crashed Ticketmaster's servers. And now they have canceled the general sale, citing insufficient remaining tickets, and they have set off a firestorm. The Swifties, as they're known, are outraged. Ticketmaster apologized, but it may be a little too late. The U.S. Department of Justice is receiving a lot of complaints. Multiple state attorneys general, including Pennsylvania and Tennessee, have announced investigations, and I don't think we've heard the end of it. I think Ticketmaster is in for a not so happy holiday because of what happened with Taylor Swift's tickets. And then, of course, at the American Music Awards, she swept, got 6 awards, which makes her even more in demand. So it will be very interesting to see what comes of Ticketmaster and how they do things. There's been a lot of complaints over the years. Bruce Springsteen and their fans, his fans, complain about what's called dynamic ticket pricing, which tends to jack up the price of tickets, particularly in Springsteen's case, because he's always prided himself in offering lower ticket prices than others. Now, you understand if you bought the cheapest ticket, you'd be sitting in the cheapest seats. You know, you're not going to be up front for the minimum price. But even so, I mean, he has made note of the fact that his ticket prices always start at a much lower level than other tickets, but dynamic pricing on Ticketmaster can drive the rest of the prices through the roof. And, you know, it can cost you tons of money. As you want to move up toward the stage, you move up on the demands of your wallet. And yet so many artists, so many venues rely on Ticketmaster. Now, there are secondary market sites out there that resell tickets, and most of them at an exorbitant price. But Ticketmaster is where you'd buy original seats and you'd pay their little fees and premiums and all of that. Do they have too much control of the ticket industry and the entertainment industry? I think that's what the regulators are going to look at. Who knows what'll come of it? We'll have to watch and see. But Taylor Swift, the Swifties crashed Ticketmaster and sent them where they didn't want to be, and that's above the fold in the headlines. All right, we'll take our last break, and then we will be back to close out the Art Lewis Show for today and tell you what's ahead.
Hello, this is Elder Law Attorney Carol Thomas. Our Saginaw seminars are coming up on Wednesday, November 30th at the Horizons Conference Center on State Street in Saginaw. I have sessions at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. If you'd like to make a reservation, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football, and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show. We'll take a look at Rocket Grab Plus coming up on Focus. That will be after the news from CBS and the local report. But first, here is the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A crashes SUV through the front window of an Apple store near Boston is now charged with reckless homicide by motor vehicle. He'll be arraigned today. One person was killed, at least 16 injured. Kathleen Leon Bruno's brother manages the store.